What is happening, Earth Signs? Happy Friday. Hopefully y'all doing okay. Thank you all so very much for tuning into today's reading. If you're unsure of your placements, go and check the description box below. Also, guys, please remember that these readings may not resonate with everybody, and that's totally fine. Let's get into today's read. Let's see what's still going on here. Hopefully y'all doing alright and stuff. Okay, King of Swords is trying to pop out, so I think y'all are definitely being real serious today, using your logic, using your intellect today. But you're also very clear on who you are as individuals. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Alright, almost done here. Shuffling. Then we're going to get started. Alright, so the Hermit is the card that you guys have coming up here. The Hierophant and the Empress. Alright. Underlying energy is the Chariot. You guys got all major arcana cards just like water signs did yesterday for Thursday. Alright, so whew, taking control, feeling victorious. Okay, underneath that is the Nine of Swords. There's been a lot of stress in regards to making the right decisions or going in the right direction. And I feel like when it comes to making a decision or a directional choice, especially when it comes to success and happiness, or trying to at least recognize the efforts that you've been putting in, or seeing that your efforts in a situation have been successful, it can be very difficult. There's no right or wrong way. And not the unfortunate part, but the best thing about us having free will and being human beings in this world that we're living in is that we get to decide to figure out what niche courses that we need to take to adjust if things may not be the way we desire them to be. So what does that mean? Well, I did see the Six of Wands come out when I was shuffling. The Six of Wands and the King of Swords. And of course, we're trying to make logical decisions, trying to be very smart about where we go in our lives. But the best way to decide, the best tool to use when it comes to trying to make a decision that, or when it comes to, being successful or feeling successful in the things that we do is by doing what we want to do. Paying attention to seeing how our efforts actually pan out, right? And if they don't turn out the way that we want to turn them, out, we have to look within ourselves to figure that out. So already, kudos to you guys already starting out today with the Hermit energy, because that means that you guys are doing a lot of inner work, figuring out what you need to figure out, right? In regards to what may needs to be adjusted, what things need to change, and this could also too have a lot to do with confidence in yourself, right? Or figuring out maybe if there's some things that are, that you may not want anymore, things that may be adjusting. But internally, right, the Hermit's about looking within and finding what you need to, feel empowered. And the Chariot is not just about, success and, moving very fast. It's also about, having control, using willpower at this moment. So either you guys or, you guys are looking within yourselves at the moment already, trying to figure out, what works, what doesn't, what you may be lacking within yourself, what needs to be healed, etc. This could also indicate that you guys may be taking a step back from a situation, completely disconnected yourself from the world like the King of Swords would do, because honestly, the King of Swords ain't very human. And when I say that, is like, he's not being a human being on this planet, he's being a computer. And that pretty much means that he's analyzing, he's coming up with solutions, he's coming up with different stuff. And even though he is a human being, right, he's not a straight up computer, but the way the way he acts, the way he performs, the way he isn't like a human being, where it's emotional, where it has passion involved. Of course, he stands by his truth, right? He stands by what he believes in, and in a way that does give him his humanistic aspects, but he doesn't allow his emotions to overshadow his thoughts. He doesn't allow his emotions to dictate how he will react. It's always thinking first. So I feel like for you guys, definitely with today, you have the Hermit being here, you're thinking first. You're trying to figure out why you feel a certain way, what you need to do to feel a certain way. You're going through and trying to understand the self, which is totally commendable. But your advice, your challenge today is the Hierophant. Okay, boom. The Hierophant, y'all. And the Hierophant is not a bad card. It's about, commitments. It's about traditions. It's about routines. And a lot of times when it comes to, going down a certain path, right? We may have to change a certain, routine or where our lives are. We may have to change certain traditions, things that we believe about ourselves, or things that we have set or established from however long we've been doing a certain thing. It's about adjustments too. Now, for some of us, this may also indicate this is about changing some things in regards to dating preferences. And that can indicate, like, dating outside of your religion, your race, your culture, right? Opening the book of the book of the law, right, of yourself, right, your own rules and establishment in rules and policies, either formulated solely by you or by your parents or by society or everything, all of the above, right? And really figuring out which of these policies, which of these rules, which of these stipulations, these traditions truly resonate with who you are as a person, as a soul, as a spiritual individual, right? Being the King of Swords means that you know everything and every aspect about yourself that makes you unique and accepting of your uniqueness. So that means that you may not have certain you may not believe that certain things that society does. You may go your own path. You may hear people out first. You may be super stubborn about your truth. Whatever it is, the King of Swords knows how he is. He knows how he feels about all those things too. He operates like a computer. He is not a computer himself. He's not a robot. He's not a sociopath. He is detached to make logical decisions to protect his emotions. And I feel like right now there's boundaries that are needed here to achieve something, to achieve happiness, to achieve the success that you want. And it comes from looking at how you feel and where your stances are at this moment. What do you truly resonate with nowadays, and what works and what doesn't work, and what routines do you have to end up adjusting just so that way you can be you to the fullest, and committing to the things that you want to commit to, right? In order for things to be successful, you have to have a balance. And that's another thing what the Chariot talks about, having a balance between your head and your heart. And the best way is to have a structure and having boundaries. And that's why the Hierophant's coming up. So now it's about leaving the current routine, tradition setup that you already got right now, and recreating your own. Whether this is just relationships, or this is a career path, or this is a journey in which you're going down in your own life in some direction, right? Especially tailored to just who you are. It's all about changing what doesn't work so it does work. Okay. Adjusting the schedule, adjusting the routine, adjusting the traditions. Because you have here in the future the Empress. You start giving birth. You start creating things. You take care of yourself a lot more even. Because maybe you guys have been working a lot, putting in a lot of effort towards things. And you have been working yourself to the bone, which is why you have the Hermit here, away from the world, kind of taking a vacation, a staycation, whatever it is, where you're detached from everything. And I think it's because you may have to readjust a certain structure in your life right now that does focus a lot more on taking care of the self, taking care of you, and then taking care of your possessions, the people that you love, the things that you're trying to manifest and prosper, So a lot of the adjustments coming up here. A lot of the adjustments here, but it's all within, it's all about considering yourself, of course, making sure that you're considered and good. So let's take a look at your Messenger Oracle. Too many cards, y'all. All right. All right. Focus and then act. And this talks about knowing what you're going for, knowing what your intentions are, and then being prepared to take action on it when the time is right. Meaning that you have everything squared away. Like I said, you have your idea as to what your intentions are. You know what you're going for when this card comes up. You know where you're aiming, and that is where you're going to strike, right? So looking within to figure out what you need to do to get yourself in place to strike with the Empress, definitely powerful. And I think this is definitely very important, especially the focus portion of it rather than the act, because you have no problem acting, Earth Signs. When it comes to you guys wanting stuff, you have no problem putting the work in. It's about having it stable and balanced, that in working for you, in the most healthiest way possible. That's the most important. But I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. Thank you all so very much for tuning in, guys. I truly appreciate you guys tuning into these daily reads, and I will see you guys later on. Take care, family. Bye now.